I'm Professor Anshul Sama. I'm a rhinologist. I specialize in any kind of nasal problems. In particular, I have an interest in rhinoplasty surgery, reshaping the nose. Either it's for aesthetic reasons or functional reasons or reconstruction reasons. So for over 20 years, I've been specializing in this area of rhinology and nasal and sinus surgery. So a lot of people who come for a consultation often are confused about closed versus open or endonasal versus open rhinoplasty surgery. Some surgeons will only undertake open because that's the technique they're most comfortable with. Very rarely you may come across people who only do everything closed. My advice is that the surgery needs to be tailored to the structural changes you're planning to do. So the difference between a closed and an open is that in a closed operation, all the incisions are made inside the nose. So they're hidden internally and all the nasal architecture is approached through incisions inside the nose. No external cuts involved. An open approach always involves a cut along the bottom of your nose, and you usually in this kind of approach have to in a way peel the nose back to get access, direct visualization and access to the anatomy of the nose to make those amendments and changes you want. The differences between the two are the recovery period with an open approach is significantly longer. So usually the wound itself is actually not a problem. That heals extremely well if appropriately closed and managed. The tip of your nose tends to get numb, which can be for about 3 to 6 months. Often the nose feels very rigid and hard, like cardboard hard, stiff for up to 6 months. And the recovery period is longer than it would be through an endonasal approach. What you can achieve through an open approach is a greater degree of control of changes that are going to occur in what we call the tip of the nose. So if you're looking to deproject, improve projection, or reshape the tip of the nose, you will get much better control of that anatomy through an open approach. Whereas when you've got deformities that are beyond the tip, and if the tip of the nose is fairly aesthetically attractive and doesn't need to be disturbed, then you can bypass that and not disturb that and use endonasal techniques to approach this part of the nose through a closed approach. And that means that you don't disturb this area and you get less reaction, a quicker healing process, and a different post-surgical pathway. The key thing between closed and open is what is necessary to be done. It's not the technique that should determine the operation. It is actually what needs to be addressed defines which of those two techniques are ideal to approach that problem. So I wouldn't be too hung up about the open or closed. The key thing is do the right thing for what requires to be done. In the long term, 20, 50 years, that 6 months delay in healing and a cut in this area is irrelevant. But the approach is determined by what aesthetic change you're trying to achieve for that individual.